my business tables will be there having records of millions and millions. And if you write this kind of query like select star from table name, it takes maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, or sometimes 10 minutes to query to be completed. So a lot of time we just want to have the 5 records, 10 records of that particular table, which in fact I told to Dadian in the previous week. So how to get few records from a table rather than accessing all the rows from the table. We understood if you wanted to see few columns, we can write those column names in the instead of star, we can write those column names, right? If I have 100 columns in a table, I want to see only 2 columns, I can write something like this, and I can see the only 2 columns. But if I want to see the 2 rows, then what should I do? Because my select star is going to give me all the rows from the table. Right now, it has 14 rows. But if I wanted to see the 2 rows or 1 row or 5 rows from the table, what should be the query? In SQL, we have a query like, we have commands like top commands, or we tell it as a top queries. So top command is going to give me how many rows I want to see or fetch from this particular table. So if I want to write some query like that, select top 10 star from the table. This query is going to give me top 10 rows from this particular table. If I want to write like top 1 star, this is going to give me only the first row of that particular table, or second row or third row. You can write any top.
Okay, so there's no limit. Top.
There is no limit. Yeah, there is no limit. You can write the top queries. But always remember, top queries is going to give you the data from the time it has inserted. In the sense, SQL, it does not, until unless there is no particular index on a table, it does not store the data on any segregated format. It stores the data, the way you, I mean, what to,
format.
yeah, you insert the first you insert, it will be the first row, right? Second you insert, it will be the second row, like that. So it does not do any segregation of storing. The time you insert, it will be like sorted in that way. So now if you see my employee table, I have 14 rows. The first row is 7369 and the name is Smith. So this is the very first row of the table. So if you write select top 1 star from employee, that will be that 7369 and Smith. Is the first row of the table. So top command does not give you any random row. It gives you the first row of the table. That means if you write top 5, it is going to give you the first 5 rows of the table. Okay. So these are the first 5 rows of the table. These are not any random 5 rows.
Okay.
Okay. That's where the top works. So and but a lot of time, a lot of people have a lot of questions again. Few people ask, okay, top works from the first, either 1, 2, 5, 10, but it will go from first to that number. But let's say this employee table has 14 rows, and I want to see rows from 10 to 12th, 10 to 12th rows. Then what should I do?
From 12 to 12, or 5 to 12.
And top won't work like that. Top means it will start from 1. It will always start from the first row. So if I want to see the rows between 8 and 12 maybe. So the query, what kind of query we can write when we want to access rows in between the table. So that time top command is not going to work. That time there is various ways, but one of the way, if you are using SQL Server 2012 onwards, there is a command like offset and fetch. We tell it as a offset and fetch. Okay. So offset fetch, how it works, it will work like select star from employee, order by something, let's say employee number, EMP number, offset how many rows? Offset 8 rows, fetch next 5 rows or 4 rows, 8 to 12, next 4 rows only. It's a very much kind of syntax is very much like what to say, normal, genuine, like English, syntax.
Mm-hmm.
We are telling it offset 8 rows. That means forget first 8 rows. Okay. And fetch next 54. Oh, 54 was really wrong. Next 4 rows only. That means it is going to from 8, 9, 10, 11. The 4 rows will be fetched. 8, 9, 10, 11. From 8 onwards it will start. It will go next 4 rows. So if you see this query and if you see our main query, you can see how it is fetching. Let me run these two queries simultaneously. Okay. So you can see here, my 8 row is 7788, 9 row is 7839. So we are offsetting 8 rows, 7839, 7844, 7844, yeah, it's there, 7866, and 7900, right? So 9, 10, 11, 12. The 4 rows we are getting. That means the query is offset 8 rows, fetch next,
Next 4 rows only.
yeah, next 4 rows only. So that's the way this query works. So either you can use a top command or you can use a offset fetch rows if you want to fetch any rows from inside from a table, right?
Right.
Okay. So this is the very basic things, basic query writing from a table. But a lot of time, what happens? Our query cannot be so simple, right? We cannot write so simple queries. So a lot of time, what we need to write is, let's say when I write this particular query like select star from employee, it gives me all the rows from a particular employee. But if somebody asks me what is the kind of, they wanted to see how many people in this particular table belong to a department called 20, or how many people from this particular table are getting salary more than 2000. So what should we think about that? When the queries come like that, when we have to have a filter condition, then we should think about a clause called where clause. Where clause is basically talks about the filtering the rows. Okay, filtering the rows. So when we try to analyze or try to write a query on top of a table where we have to restrict the rows or we have to apply some filter, like where we're looking for only people who belongs to department, some particular department, or salary range more than this, less than this, or something, then that time we should put the where clause. So let's say I want to see the people who are working in this particular company, or I want to see the employee who are getting salary more than 2000. So select star from employee where salary is greater than 2000. So this is going to give me all the employees name whose salary is more than 2000 rupees, right? If I want to find those people who are where clause, you can write a lot of things inside the where clause and a lot of kind of different kind of range also you can give. You can use smaller than, you can use greater than, you can use between, you can write and, you can write or, you can write different condition in the where clause. So let's say I want to find people who are getting salary more than 2000 but less than 5000 or less than 4000, something like that. So that means where salary can be greater than 2000 and salary has to be smaller than 4000, right? So I want to see only people who are getting more than 2000 but less than 4000. So I can use this and condition, right? Either you can keep this inside the bracket or you don't keep it inside the bracket. SQL doesn't mind it. So it is going to give you the same result. Okay, but a lot of time from the performance point of view, I don't suggest people to write and condition I prefer people to write some conditions like where salary between 2000 and 4000. So this query also is going to give you the same result what my previous query was giving you. You can use like salary greater than 2, smaller than 4, or you can use between. But between works much more faster in terms of the performance. So rather than using one smaller than, one greater than, when it has to do two kind of like the mapping, this between works like as a one query. So you are going to get the same result. And if my query is like that, like where salary should be between 2000 and 4000, and the department number should belong to 20. So I have two conditions now. I want to see the employees who are getting between 2 to 4,000 rupees, and they should belong to department number 20. So again, I have to use another AND condition, right? One will be salary between 2 and 4, and department number is equal to 20, right? But in this kind of query, a lot of people will get confused. Confused in the sense there are, two ANDs. So in this kind of thing, you can make this one AND condition in a bracket so that people should not get confused. That means this is one set of filter and this is another set of the filter. Okay. So you can use multiple conditions. You can use multiple and you can use or, you can use anything. Any kind of logical things you can write it here and it is going to filter according to that, right? So this is the where condition which normally we use for filtering of the rows. This only filters the row. So now my 14 row become only 3 rows, right? So it is going to filter the rows. Again, there is one more thing we use in tables or any kind of SQL queries is known as the group by clause. Group by is very important because as the name says, what it does, it groups on certain things and gives you the some kind of aggregate results. So when I talk about the aggregates, SQL supports few aggregates. When I talk about aggregates, that means I talk about the functions like sum, count, I talk about max, mean, average. These are the aggregate functions which SQL Server supports, right? So let me to give you what exactly a count function is. Count function is going to give you the total count of the rows from that table. If I write queries like count star from the employee, this is going to give me the total number of rows of that particular table, right? So count star is going to give me the total number of rows from the particular table. But there is one catch in count. I always tell people to be little careful. One is count star, one is count on terms of the columns. So count behaves little differently when I write count star, when I write count on top of a column. That means my employee table has employee number column. So if I write also employee number, I write this query, this is also going to give me 14 rows because there are total 14 employee numbers, right? So in employee table, total rows are 14. In any way you do it, it will be 14 rows. Like, sorry, select star from employee, EMP. So now, if you see this query, total number of rows are 14, right? And if you see the employee number also, total rows of the employee number is also 14. You take anything, is a 14 rows. But the difference is, I'll tell you the difference in one more table. Let me create one sample table. Create table test count, and I have two column ID. One is integer and name, which have the character value. Okay. Let me insert few records to this particular table. Insert into test count values ID 1. Let's say name is Gitanjali. I have one more value. Here, this is one value. Let me to insert. Okay. Another value, I'm going to only insert for the name. And the value is, let's say, XYG. Now, let me just try to select star from this particular table. Okay. So if I do select star from this particular table, there are two rows. If you see, there are two rows. So if I do count star, how much should come?
Uh,
Yeah.
Star. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It is going to give me two rows because the text count has two rows.
Mm-hmm.
If I do count name, how many it is going to return?
Two.
Is going to return me two because there are two names. Sorry. Okay. It's going to return two. If I do count ID, how much it is going to return?
Two.
No. This is
One.
the problem. Yeah. The problem here is count. When you do the count on the table, it is going to accept the null value. But when you're doing the count on a particular column, it does not count the null values. It only counts the non-null values.
Oh.
Okay, because I have one null in the ID. So if I write count on ID, it is going to give me one only. Because count does not count the null values of that particular column. Okay, so that's the one catch in the count function. Whenever you are writing the count function, make sure if you are writing on the top of the table is fine. But if you are writing top of a column, if column has a null value, they are not going to be counted. Okay, so this is about the count function. Then there is one function called sum function. Sum function, as you know, it is simply summing up the things, right? If you have multiple things you want to sum it up, you can do it. Let's say select salary from employee table. So this is going to give you the salary of the whatever the different there will be 14 rows. But if you write sum of the salary, it is going to sum everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to give you the sum of the salary. So it is going to sum all the salary. The same way, other aggregate functions like max, mean, all are give like if I write max, that means what is the maximum salary from the table. 5,000 is the maximum salary from the employee table. So nobody is getting more than 5,000 in that table. The salary column should not have more values than 5,000, right? So if you see our employee table, the maximum salary is 5,000. So if you can see everybody's salary, then you will see the 5,000 will be maximum. There should not there should not be any value which is more than 5,000. So the minimum is like that. So if somebody asks you, okay, Gitan, like if you can tell us who is like what is the maximum salary or who is getting the maximum salary from the table, so what should be your query?
Select maximum bracket salary from employee.
No. Okay, that's great. That I can find the maximum salary. But if I want to tell you, okay, Gitanjal, I want to know who is getting the maximum salary.
Maximum salary, employee name from employee.
Okay, employee name, maximum salary from EMP. So, but this query is going to give me error.
Oh.
Okay. And why we get the error? Darian, can you tell me why we are getting the error? Okay, I think he's on mute. So we are getting this error because a group by clause needed when you are using any aggregate function in any query and another column which is not used in the aggregation has to be in the group by. That is the rule of the SQL server. That is the rule of a database. You use Oracle or SQL server, anything. Whenever you are using the aggregate function for one column and you are using some other column which is not aggregated, then this query is going to give you error. So what you need to do? Because now you are writing something which SQL server is getting confused. You are writing select employee number, employee name and maximum salary. So it thinks which employee name or what maximum salary we should show. It's not like maximum salary. It's like it thinks employee number is what is the maximum of employee name. I mean salary is maximum is understood. But what employee name? You have to tell it in a different format because when you are using max, it does not see this employee name as a normal column. It try to think little more about this particular column. If you don't use max, use like name and salary. If you write this query, select name and salary, this is fine for it. It's a salary and it's a name, direct columns. It doesn't think much. But if you write salary as max, then SQL Server get confused. It's like why he has written the max of the salary and how I can think about the which name he is talking about. So that time what you need to do, it tells you to use a group by clause. That means it asks you for which employee what is the maximum you want to know. So you can use ename and group by ename, it is going to work out, right? But again, when you do the group by ename, that means for each employee name, it is showing you the maximum salary. It is grouping on each employee name, not on the table. Maximum salary from the table was 5,000. But now the grouping is happening for each employee number. First the grouping is happening, then the maximum is getting calculated. That means for each employee it is group. Adam, Alan, Blake, Clark, each is one group. Then for them, what is the maximum salary? So you should use aggregate function whenever you feel you need to use a group by. Why we need group by? Because there are reasons to use group by. And what is the reason? Let me tell you, give one example. I have a table like employee table. If you see the structure or schema of this particular table, you see the schema is very simple, where I have employee name, number, and what kind of position they held, when did they join the company, what is the salary they are getting, commission they are getting, and which department they belong to. So now, one thing you can observe here, each employees belong to one department and they have a particular salary, and departments are repeated. That means multiple employees are there who belongs to one department, right? So department 30 has many employees, department 20 also has many employees. So there are employees who belongs to multiple departments. Now I want to know each department wise maximum salary, or I want to know each department how many employees are there. So you have gone for an interview and they gave you this table and they tell you, Gitanjali, can you write a query to find out how many employees are belongs to each department? So sorry?
I'm thinking how many employees belong to
Each department.
department.
Yeah. Or each department wise how many employees we have. So there comes the grouping. When you have to think, when the question comes each, then you have to think group. The English meaning of each is SQL meaning of group by. So when somebody tells each department wise how many employees are there, that means you have to group by should stuck your mind there. When somebody talks about each, that means that SQL name of this English word each is group by. That means I have to group by on the department number. Then what I should do? I am going to group by on the department number. So select department number from employee, group by department number. But what I want how many employees. Or what I mean by that, I want the count of employees. So if I write this query, this is going to give me department 10, 3 employees, department 25 employees, department 36 employees. That means group by department number and select the count.
So,
Hmm.
okay. So if I want to find a maximum salary of a person, how would I do that?
Maximum salary?
of a employee.
Hmm.
So how would I do that? What would
Okay.
be the query?
So you write maximum salary from employee, you get the maximum salary, but you won't get the employee name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to do, you have to do a right join here, because what happened, um, this kind of things, there is few other options are there to find the maximum. I'll tell you, there is a functions we use like row number, rank and all, but again, to find this, you can write a like what to say, mm,
Group by.
not group by, you have to write group by, but what they say as like group by won't work like that. You have to do a right join, and you have to write a join query. Two queries you need to join. I'll tell you that when I teach you the join part. Okay?
Okay.
Because
Okay.
otherwise, you'll get confused. Otherwise, you have to make it in a inner query. Anyway,
Okay.
so as of now, you cannot write employee name here because what to say. Or always remember, you also cannot use this max functions in the where condition. In the sense, you might be thinking, I'll write a query, select start from employee, where salary is equal to maximum salary,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. So this is not going to work, because here you can write one more thing here if you want to write in the where condition.
Mm-hmm. And if I write a math, sound is equal. So that's why I'm having difficulty in talking. I'm
Sorry?
changing my own sound. It's echo.
Yeah, I understand. So this query is going to give you the person who is getting the maximum salary also.
Okay. So my question is,
Hmm?
my question is, if I write select maximum salary, where from employer where salary is between 2,000 and 4,000.
Hmm.
So it would work.
You want to write select start from employee, you are to select maximum salary.
Yes.
It will
And
work. But how it is going to give you the maximum salary?
uh, oh yeah.
This query is going to give you the all information about the person who is getting maximum salary.
Mm-hmm.
Where salary is equal to select maximum salary from employee. Because when write your query, select maximum salary from employee, this is going to give you only maximum salary. But it is not going to give you any information about the particular employee, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to find a particular employee information, you can write a this select start from EMP. Then you should match these rows, this value, so with the value which is returning by the max salary query, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it will give you the person who is getting the maximum salary. Okay.
And what about if can we use the fact offset and fetch rule with maximum count?
But how does it matter? I mean, what it is going to return?
Okay, yeah, we get it.
Okay. Okay. So this is, by the way, this is the group by. So now there is also one kind of filter. Now we are doing the filtering by writing in the where condition, right? And then we are writing the group by. But I want to do the filter after group by. Then what should we write? So where works before group by. But if I want to do some group by, some filter after group by, that means, I'll tell you one example. Select uh, hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah. Select. I mean, if I want to see if the maximum salary is greater than 4,000 or 5,000. How should I write that? Let's say I can write something like select department number, select DPT number and max salary from employee group by DPT number. So this is going to give me the maximum salary of this particular department wise. I want to see which department having maximum salary more than 4,000. So if I want to write a condition now, where I have to, the condition should work, I cannot write it in where condition, because if the condition should work on top of the group by, after group by it should work. So then I can write something like having. Having is also a filter criteria which works on top of the group by. Having this maximum salary greater than 4,000. That means, it's going to be giving only one row, which is the department number 10, which has 5,000 as the maximum salary. So what I'm doing here, I'm applying a filter, but the filter is happened on top of the aggregation. On top of the aggregation. That means the filter is not happening on the normal on top of the rows. If it is the normal row wise filter, I can use in the where condition. If the filter is happening on top of the aggregation, then I have to write the having condition. Okay, so having also does the filter, but it works on top of the group by. Okay, so and the last thing in SQL query is order by. Order by is basically when we want to sort the data in a particular order. That means if I want to see the data on a particular order, like select star from employee, employee order by maybe salary. What that query means, Gitanjali?
I just posted.
Yeah, I saw some query you have posted. Let me to copy it. Oh, okay. That's nice. That's nice. So you are writing offset rows. Okay, there's no point. You wanted to find the maximum. Oh, Dedian, you are telling. Okay. Oh, okay, Dedian. I understood. You are to find. Yeah, Dedian. That is right. You want to write like now the person who is getting top in the maximum salary. So what Dedian is telling? Select star from employee order by salary, maybe descending format. So what it is going to give me? It is going to give me the salary from the descending format, like person who is getting more salary, then second more, third more, like that. The highest second has third highest salary kind of things. So if I'm doing the select star from employee order by salary descending. So Dariana is telling I can write a top one query on this, and this is going to give me the person who is getting the highest salary. Yes, Darian, it is very much true. This is also going to give you the person who is getting the highest salary. Okay. So this is about the salary things. What we say. This is about the kind of how to calculate the salary. I mean, first highest, second highest salaries. So there is one function which makes this kind of calculations very easy. That function is known as one of the Windows function. Let's discuss today. That function is known as the row number. So SQL Server has few Windows functions: rank, dense rank, row number. So row number is one of the function where by using which we can do this kind of calculations. That means what I need to do is, let's say when I write the query like select star from employee, it gives me the all the rows for a particular employee table. It does not do any sorting, or it does not do any kind of segregation of the data. So what I want to show, or what I want to do, I want to create a segregation of the data on a particular order, and capture that in a memory, or capture that in some kind of runtime buffer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a query like row number function I'm going to use. Okay, and row number function, the writing style is row number over order by salary, maybe descending, right? As give something, give some alias name RN, then star from employee. So what it is going to do, it is going to create one extra column for me, which is known as the RN. RN is the extra column which is going to be created, right? This row number function is going to create one extra column called RN. Then I have star, means all the columns from the employee table. If I write this query, it is going to, whatever the columns I have from the employee table, all those columns will be there. Employee name, job, hire date, salary, commission, department number. Apart from that, one extra column has been added. And this column has given a row number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, a serial number. And on what basis? On the salary descending basis. Right? So if you see this query is very simple query. If anybody asks you who is getting the highest salary, so for your perspective, it will be very simple. Select star from, take this query as a inner query, and this is outer query, which I'll tell you later what is the inner query and outer query, where b dot row number is equal to 1, which is like 5,000. If, and what is the flexibility of this query is, if I give you one example of writing second hash salary, and that day I was telling to Dorian, like if somebody asks me, okay, you can write first hash, you can write a top query, you can write a this query, that query, you can find the first hash. Tell me in this table how to find the second hash salary. The person who is getting the second hash salary. Normally this is something they ask in the interview questions. This is a very common interview question. How to find the employee who is getting the second highest salary from this table?
Order by descending
Then
or top 5?
top 5 will give me 5 salaries. I want only one row. I want the name of the person who is getting the second highest salary, and that answer is this Scott. Scott is getting 3,000. First highest person King is getting 5,000. Scott is getting 3,000. Can you write me a query which is going to give me this particular row of the table? I don't want top 2, top 1, top 5. No. I want only one row. Darian, are you writing anything? Can you think of something? Okay. Okay. Gitasari, can you think of something? Okay. Now, you cannot write this query so easily to find a second hash salary. You cannot. There is a self-join, but that query is little complex. The easiest way is, we have to segregate each row on the salary wise, like 5,000, 3,000, and we have which is 3, which is 4, like that. Then we can write from that table where row number is equal to 2, and this is going to give me the person who is getting the second highest salary, which is 4. 3,000. Or if you want to third has salary, fourth has salary, fifth has salary, you can use the row number. So this query is going to give you the nth, as salary this person is getting. You got it?
What is the star in that?
Star is basically I am selecting all the table columns from the employee, right? Select star from employee. The star is no bracket is basically no bracket is not for that. Bracket is because I'm using a subquery. Query inside another query. See, this is one query. You see this first. Forget about other things. Let me do Control X and paste it here. This is one query. So this query is basically, this is the first query where I have one query, one column I'm adding, which is a row number. The syntax is from here to here. This is basically I am adding a column, a row number function. Row number function is basically I'm using to add one column called rn. And on this function is working how? This function is, creating one column for me on base of the salary descending, and it is going to generate a row number. It is going to generate a sequence number. Row number means sequence number. It is going to generate a sequence number on what basis? Salary descending basis. That means for 5,000 sequence will be 1, for 3,000 sequence will be 2, for less than 3, again 3,000 is twice there, so sequence will be 2, 3. Then like that the sequence will go down. Okay, it is generating one sequence number for me. Okay, and star is basically other columns, employee number, name, job, manager, all the columns. The select star from employee means star means other columns. So I am just adding this column comma star. Star means I want to have all the columns from the employee. So if I'll remove this column, if I'll remove this column, I will write select star from employee. So it will have all the columns from the employee, right? So I'm just, what I'm doing, I'm adding one column, then comma star. So let star to be there, let all the columns to be there. Apart from that, I want to add one extra column to that query. So this is going to give me. So now I know if anybody asks me who is getting fifth salary, that means whose row number is equal to fifth, he is getting the fifth salary, because that way the row number has been created. The row number I have created on the salary descending format, right? The highest salary person row number will be 1. The second highest salary person row number will be 2. The fifth 5 will be the fifth highest salary person. So like that I have created the row number. So if somebody asks me who is getting the 8th salary, that means anybody having row number 8 will be the getting the 8th salary. So how to select that 8? I cannot select from this query because this is creating. To select, I have to keep this query inside another SQL query, and then I have to write where row number is equal to 5, 6, 7, 8. That means select star from this becomes a table for me. This becomes a total data set for me. Okay, I have to select from this table where row number is equal to 7, right, or 5 or 6. So this becomes a table. So this has to be inside a select step. From we give table name. For me, the table name is this set. Table name is this query. You got it?
Yes.
So this is the way the row number function works. This is a very nice function. We use it. Is a very flexibility. It creates a sequence number on specific of one thing. Another capability of this function is, guys, this SQL I'm going to be very fast because we'll spend some more time on the Power BI. SQL, I know you have some ideas, so I'm going to be a little fast. Okay, I'm going to only touch the important and very important things. So row number has one more good power, that is, if somebody asks you, I want to find each department wise the person who is getting the more salary. The question is very complex and answer is very easy. Somebody asks you, Gitanjali, you have gone for interview, or Dedian, you have gone for interview. They asked, so this is my table. Can you find out department wise who is getting higher salary? That means a department, 20 is a department. How many people are there in 20? There are 5 people who belongs to department 20. So who is getting the highest salary in these 5 people?
Over order.
No. It is little difficult, but answer is very easy. Again, use row number. But again, when you are using row number, you know row number is going to give me the salary descending. But I don't want that. I want each department-wise salary I have to descend. It's not the entire table salary descending. If table salary descending, it does not matter to me. I want each department-wise salary has to be descended. Right? Because I want the department-wise who is getting higher salary, who is getting less salary. So this function has an extra thing like partition by. That means I am telling this query to be partitioned or to be grouped by department number, then select the highest salary. When I'm talking about the partition by, that seems like the group by. If I write this query, see the amazing thing. Amazing thing is row numbers has like what? 1, 2, 3. Then you start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why 1, 2, 3? Because department 10 has only 3 rows. So what it does is department wise, then it has created the row numbers on the salary basis. 5001, 2452, 1303 for department 10. For department 20, again it has created the created the row number from 1 to 5. Again on what basis? Salary descending format. 3000, 2975, 1100, 800. Again for department number 30 also, it created multiple rows from 1 to 6. I mean, whatever, how many rows are there, but it created on the salary descending format. Again, it created. Now, if I write where salary is equal to 1, Rn is equal to 1, this query, this is going to give me 3 ones because there are 3, I mean, Rn row number is always start from 1, 2, 3, then again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 3 ones, and all the ones means highest salary for that particular department, which is 5000, 3000, 2850. So department 10 के लिए total high salary is 5000, for department 20 high salary is 3000, for department 30 high salary is 2850. Right? Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So you got it, guys?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So I think I'll stop for it today. Guys, practice. Next class, few more SQL queries. We'll start with the join queries and few more SQL queries. So I'll take 4 classes for the SQL queries. This is our basic, and we'll go more and more complex.
Okay.
All right.
And
Thank you.
yeah, Gitanjali, please practice. Start practicing 1 hour every day. Writing queries. That is what a BI person is. I'll still tell you, there might be thousands of tools in the market. There will be Tableau, Power BI, Informatica, SSIS, any damn tool you take. The basic or heart of any BI tool is SQL queries. Unless you don't write or don't know how to write complex SQL, you are not a BI developer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll practice. Sure.
Chalo, bye. See you.
Okay. Bye. See you.
Bye.